Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm WolfbaneGame, and in this video we are doing a review for Back 4 Blood. So let me get into Back 4 Blood. It came out in 2022 or 2021 now, one or the other. It's similar to games like Left 4 Dead, but it's in some ways better, in some ways worse. I will get into each of those in a bit. But for now, let me get into the characters. So let's get to cleaners. You've got the original characters that came with the game. You got Evangelo, Walker, Holly, Mum, Doc, Hoffman, Jim, and Carly. Each one has a unique purpose. Like this dude, he's got 25% stamina regen. He can break out of grabs once every 60 seconds. Walker. Pings are highlighted and deal 10% reduced damage plus 10% damage. Holly. Holly heals 1 health when she kills a ridden and gets 25 extra stamina. Mum heals her team for 25 temporary health when a teammate is incapacitated, and she gets 1 extra support inventory. Doc has 15 healing efficiency and 25 health once per level when she heals someone. And so forth, so forth. Carly is my all-time favourite, so I do recommend that. However, with the first DLC, you get Heng and Charis, which is the tunnels, the Hive tunnels. And then in the first actual DLC storyline, you get the Prophet Dan. And then with the final DLC, you get Taylor. Or Tyler, whatever. There are weapons, pistols, melee weapons, assault rifles, light machine guns, submachine guns, shotguns, and sniper rifles. I'm not going to get into much, but now, with that said, let's get in with the game gunplay. As you can see, guns are rather shit, but once you find a gun you actually like, for instance, the M4 carbine, and then you equip certain attachments onto it, such as this. As you can see, looks pretty good. And of course, you can also switch out your secondary. Let's find the DLC weapon, the bow and arrow. Bow and arrow is amazing because it's got unlimited ammo. And without aiming in, you can just quick fire like this. Does pretty good damage. And if you want a long shot, boom. There is bullet drop, so it also applies to arrows. So you have to literally make sure you take note of that. But yes, obviously melee weapons and grenades. Let's just throw a molly because why not? This game, I do not recommend you play it on your own because this game is rather boring if you do it on your own. So I recommend playing it with a friend, or even 3 friends, because you can have a team up to 4. If you do play on your own, you're going to have 3 bots on your team, and if you play with 1 friend, you're going to have 2 bots, and if you play with 2 friends, you get 1 bot, and if you play with all 3 friends, you get 0 bots. So keep that in mind. Right, there is other game modes except for campaign. You've got Swarm, which is PvP. So go for it if you want. Don't recommend it. You do get in-game currency known as supply points, which you can use in supply lines to get better cards, which is basically little notes in your deck. For instance, if you want a DPS build, you have to have the cards that do DPS for you. To get cards, you literally just buy them in supply lines or even unlock them by getting duffel bags during missions and taking them to the safe rooms. Safe rooms are exactly what they were in Left 4 Dead, checkpoints in between missions. Easy peasy. Right, the story is in fact only 4 acts long. You've got 4 difficulties: Recruit, Veteran, Nightmare, and No Hope. Then you've got Act 1, which is literally all of those missions. So 4, 3, 2, 4. Then you got Act 2, which is 2, 5, 3. Then Act 3, which is 5 and 4. Then you got Act 4, which was the final part of the game before the first DLC, which is only 1 chapter long, which is actually a boss fight. Act 5, well, Act 5 is the first DLC, so it's only 6 chapters long, and then Act 6 is 5 chapters long. During each chapter, if you or your friend has the first DLC chapter, not the act, so the first DLC, not the second or third, you unlock the Tunnels of Terror, which is hives you can find in each mission. If you take the hive route, you unlock up to 2 more levels for that chapter before you move on to chapter 2 of the act. So, kind of fun. And you also get skull totems, which you can then use in the supply lines as well. So, kind of fun. I do recommend you play with at least one person that's got the Tunnels of Terror DLC, because if you do not, you will not get the fun part of the game. So, if you have questions about do all of you need to have a DLC to play the DLC? No. Does the host need to have a DLC for them to host the DLC? No. As long as you have one person in your party that has the DLC, the host will be able to select that DLC. So, that is one good thing about this game. The game itself is bloody amazing. I recommend it more than Left 4 Dead if you are not into modding. If you like mods, then unfortunately Left 4 Dead is still better, because Back 4 Blood does not approve of modding. So Left 4 Dead is still better in that regard, but in every other regard, so graphics, replayability, it's better than Left 4 Dead. However, Left 4 Dead does have the more memorable characters and more engaging plot. So if you're into that kind of stuff, then Left 4 Dead is still the right game to be playing. But for me, I actually rather enjoy Back 4 Blood, so I'm glad me and Half-Breed did it together. Extremely fun. I do recommend checking the walkthrough out, which is in the top right hand corner of this video. Now that's everything I'm going to say about the supply lines, the story, the gameplay, and everything like that. Final thing is you can actually customize everything, from the camos on your gun to actually the outfits your cleaners are actually wearing. For me, I'm wearing the Act 6 DLC for Carly, which is the steamed cleaner's outfit. You can switch back to the item set, which is actually kind of boring, so definitely go with outfit for me. But yeah, apart from that, that's everything I can say about this game without spoiling too much. It is time for me to now give you my rating. I am going to give it a 6 out of 10. I hope you guys have enjoyed this walkthrough series and this review. If you did, hit that like button, turn on the notification bell, and join WolfbaneGame by hitting that subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, WolfbaneGaming, signing off.